ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। तो आप So, welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, a manual of life. So, yesterday we discussed the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. It was to Vacha. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsava Amakahama Pandavasyaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjay. So, in this first verse we discussed that Dhritarashtra, he asked Sanjay that my sons and sons of Pandu, they have assembled in the place of pilgrimage, battlefield, battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, with the desire to fight. So, they have assembled with the desire to fight. So now what they are doing? So this is the question asked by Dhritarashtra. So in great detail, we discussed that this manifest mentality of Dhritarashtra. That Dhritarashtra is having some kind of fear. So what was that fear? We also discussed that Dhritarashtra was having fear that there may be some positive influence of place of pilgrimage, and the sons, uh, my sons, headed by Duryodhana, their heart may get changed and they may compromise with the war. They may become ready to share the half of kingdom with the Pandavas. That was the fear. And another fear was uh, in the presence of Lord Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is Dharma Kshetra, field of Dharma. So this will have positive effect, positive influence on Pandavas, and their power will increase, and they may become victorious over Duryodhana's party. So that was another fear. So now Sanjaya, in this is the second verse which we are going to discuss today. So when Sanjay was asked this question by Dhritarashtra, Sanjay could detect the mentality of Dhritarashtra. So understanding the mentality or the fear which was having within the heart of Dhritarashtra, Sanjay is now responding indirectly, because directly he cannot say Dhritarashtra is master. So directly he cannot say that your fear is correct and your sons are going to die in the battlefield. He cannot say, but indirectly he is going to say something in this verse also, and then in upcoming 10 to 12 verses. Sanjay will indirectly hint that Duryodhana headed by all the Kauravas, they are going to die in this battlefield, and Pandavas are going to become victorious. So this is second verse. Sanjay Vacha दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसंगम्य राजा वचनम् अब्रवीत्. So yes, so I'll read the word to word meaning, and then some of you can read translation and purport, then we'll discuss. So Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay Uvacha means Sanjay said, Drishtva, after seeing, to Pandavanikam, Pandava Anikam, the soldiers of the Pandavas. To signifies to means but. To signifies but. But means after seeing the soldiers or military phalanx of Pandavas, Duryodhana is not going to act in a way which is expected by Dhritarashtra. This is the significance of the word to. But because Dhritarashtra was expecting what he was expecting, that Duryodhana, his heart might get changed or he might take the decision, why should we fight? Let us divide the kingdom. So that was the fear Dhritarashtra was having. But with this word too, Sanjaya is openly, he is directly telling that no, no, my dear sir, Duryodhana is not going to do that. That's why he's saying, Drishtava tu Pandavanikam. But Duryodhana, after seeing the soldiers of Pandavas, what he is going to do? Next line is saying, Vyudham Duryodhana Sada. Vyudham means military phalanx, arranged in a military phalanx. And Duryodhan, Tada at that time. Acharyam is the Dronacharya, teacher, the teacher. Acharyam Upasangamya, approaching. Upasangamya means going near to his teacher Dronacharya. So Acharyam Upasangamya. Raja Vachanam Abravid, the king. Vachanam, words, Abravid spoke. So Sanjay is telling that not only that Duryodhana, after approaching, after seeing the soldiers, military phalanx of Pandavas, he just approached Dronacharya, but he is going to speak like this. That means first he indirectly he said that he is not going to change his decision of fighting. And now when Duryodhana approaches Dronacharya, so in the way he speaks with Dronacharya, the way he explains the military arrangement of his own party and Pandava's party, that signifies that itself proves that he is determined to fight. He is not going to not going to have any kind of compromise with the Pandavas. So this is what Sanjay is telling. Drishtavatu Pandavanikam Dyudham Duryodhanastada Acharya Upasangamya Raja Vashri Apradip. Yes, uh, one of you can read the translation and purport. And so will read. Please raise your hand. Yes, it is true. But read loudly.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharma Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Yes, bro.
Am I loud enough?
Yes, yes.
Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Purport. Dhritarashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage, and Sanjaya could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. Sanjaya wanted, therefore, to encourage the despondent king and thus assured him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. Sanjaya therefore informed the king that his son Duryodhana, after seeing the military force of the Pandavas, at once went to the commander in chief, Dronacharya, to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhana is mentioned as the king, he still had to go to the commander on account of the seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician. But Duryodhana's diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear that he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Very nice. You read very nicely.
Thanks, Dr.
In this manner, one should read so that everyone can nicely understand. So very slowly and giving proper pause. Good. So, yes, translation. So, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. So, in the first verse, discussion of the first verse, we already discussed that Sanjay was having, Dhritarashtra was having some kind of fear. And to eradicate that fear, Sanjay is openly stating that Duryodhana is not going to have any kind of compromise with this fight. And that's why as soon as Duryodhana saw the military phalanx, this is one another important thing. Dhritarashtra is sitting in Hastinapur and Sanjay is relating what is happening in Kurukshetra. So, Dhritarashtra is becoming fearful after listening to the situation in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And similarly, here Duryodhana, who is actually present in the battlefield, so after observing the military phalanx, so Duryodhana is also becoming fearful. So why Duryodhana is becoming fearful? So let us first discuss how do we know that Duryodhana is also becoming fearful? Yes, can any one of you tell? Yes, from this verse, how you would come to know that Duryodhana is also having some kind of fear about the battlefield. Although Duryodhana knows that I have greater military strength than the Pandavas' military strength, but still, within his heart there is a fear, a kind of fear. So, what is that fear? Why he's experiencing that kind of fear, and how do we come to know from this verse that he's experiencing that kind of fear? Yes, who can tell?
Prabhuji, I can answer.
Yes, it is.
About Pandavas being very pious.
Yeah.
So
You
that
are
is
telling
creating fear
why
in
the
Duryodhana's mind.
you are yeah, yes, that's correct. So you are telling the reason why. But first question arises. So what is the fear? And second question, how do we come from this verse that Duryodhana is experiencing that kind of fear? Yes, please tell. Who can tell? Chat box. Somebody can. सेनापति प्रिंस के पास जाते हैं पर यहाँ दुर्योधन जा रहे हैं. Okay, very nice. Good. Thanks. That's why. Okay. Bad intention was out there, but why specifically when he saw the military filings, he became fearful. The reason is something different. But our dear Hare Krishna Prabhu has written the correct reason. So in this verse, if you see, Duryodhana has been addressed as Raja. Although he is not Raja, he is not king. Duryodhana is prince. He has not become the king. But Duryodhana was having the mentality of the king. Because the reason is very simple. Because his father Dhritarashtra, he was too attached to Duryodhana to correct him. That's why Dhritarashtra would never correct Duryodhana. Even he knew from the very beginning of his life when as soon as Duryodhana took birth, there were bad omens. So all the great personalities they told him that you don't keep this son, you just kill him, you just throw him away because he will become the cause of your suffering. But still, Dhritarashtra, because of excessive attachment, he did not listen. And as Duryodhana was growing, still Bhishma and Vidur, everyone, they were telling Dhritarashtra time to time that you correct your son, otherwise he will uh, harm you. But still, Dhritarashtra didn't listen. Because of this excessive attachment, he was never in the correcting mood. He never corrected Duryodhana. And because of this reason, Duryodhana took undue advantage. And that's why Duryodhana was always in this mentality that actually I am the king. Whatever I want, that will happen. The trust my father is not going to object. That is why, from the very beginning of his life, he developed this kind of attitude, false ego, that I am the king. And even in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, in the presence of such great personalities as Bhishma, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, and so many other great personalities, so still Duryodhana is thinking that I am the king and everyone else is my servant. They have come here to follow my instructions or orders. That is the mentality of Duryodhana. When once Bhishmitama told uh, Yudhishthira Maharaj that you go out and find out any find out the person, find out somebody who is more, who is inferior to you, more fallen than you. And Bhishma asked Duryodhana that you go out and find somebody who is more qualified than you. Both of them, they came back, and both the answer is same. No, nobody is there. This Maharaj was asked that you find out somebody who is less qualified than you. So Yudhishthira Maharaj said, nobody is there who is less qualified than me. I am the most unqualified and the most fallen. And Duryodhana was asked, you find out somebody who is more qualified than you. So he also said, no, nobody is there who is more qualified than me. I am the most qualified and the most powerful. So with this, we can understand that Duryodhana was always having this kind of false ego that I am the greatest, I am the smartest, and everyone should listen to me. Whatever I want, everyone should follow, even in the presence of Bhishma, Dronacharya. That is why Sanjaya, when he is speaking this verse to Dhritarashtra, so he is addressing Duryodhana as Raja. Raja Vachanam Abravir. Raja Duryodhan went to Dhritarashtra and he is speaking like this. So why Sanjay is speaking like this? He wants to point out the mistake of Dhritarashtra. That my dear sir, because of your fault, because you did not care to correct Duryodhana, because of this only he is having so much false ego that he considers himself to be king, not you. And he thinks that he is even greater than Bhishma and Dronacharya. So that's why he is telling this, addressing Duryodhana as Raja, although he is not Raja, because he thinks that he is king. So now, so although Duryodhana thinks himself to be king, master, and controller of everyone else present in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but still, because of fear which has generated within his heart, the king has to go personally to the Senapati, commander in chief. Rather, it should be other way around. The commander in chief, the Senapati, who acts under the direction of king, he should go to king and discuss about the planning, how we should do the fighting. But Duryodhana could not restrain his patience. He lost his patience. He was so fearful after observing the armies that he personally went immediately to Dronacharya and started discussing about the military arrangement of his own side and Pandava side also. Will be discussing from next day, third sloka onwards. So this is one thing why how we come to know that Duryodhana is having fear, because although he thinks himself king, but still he is going. That means he is very much fearful. So why fear is getting generated within his heart? So somebody explained, Jitesh Prabhu correctly told that because Pandavas, they are pious souls. That's why there is some kind of fear. But actually, Duryodhana already knew from the beginning that Pandavas are very pious, religious. But at that time, he didn't care. Didn't care. He did not become fearful. But still, he was always in this confidence that I can kill them. But specifically coming in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and seeing the Pandavas in front of him, why he's become fearful? What is the main reason? In spite of knowing well that his military strength is far superior than the military strength of Pandavas, uh, whether in terms of quantity as well as quality also. In terms of quantity also, Duryodhana was having more number of soldiers, more number of commanders, commander-in-chiefs, Maharathis, and in terms of quality, power, the powerful warrior like Bhishma and Dronacharya and Kripacharya were present on the side of Duryodhana. But Arjuna didn't have such powerful warriors. Bhishma was so powerful that he could alone fight with hundreds of Arjuna. Alone he could fight with hundreds of Arjuna. He was so powerful. When Bhishma he decided that next day I will kill all the Pandavas, and he fought so ferociously that Arjuna could not understand what's happening. And Bhishma he was so violently he was fighting that Arjuna was unable to counteract any of the arrows of Bhishma, and he just fell down from the chariot. And immediately, next moment, Bhishma was just about to shoot the arrow to kill Arjuna. Lord Krishna took the wheel of the chariot just to save his dear friend and devotee Arjuna. That's why Arjuna he was saved. Otherwise, Arjuna would have died on that day. So Bhishma was so powerful, and nobody could kill Bhishma. Only a person who goes to Bhishma and asks Bhishma how I can kill, and if Bhishma Pitama, if he himself explains the ways or means how one can kill him, only that person can kill. Just imagine. That was the power. That was the power of Bhishma Pitama. And Dronachar, about Dronachar, it is said, as long as Dronachar is having weapon in his hand, nobody can kill him. That was the power of Dronachar. So, and this Duryodhana, he knew very well. Duryodhana was having Karna, Vikarna, Kripachar, Dronachar, Vishmitama, and so many other great warriors. But still, why he is fearful? Because of the influence of Dharmakshetra. This is one thing. And another important point, as soon as Duryodhana saw in front of him, on the chariot of Arjuna, he saw the beautiful form of Lord Krishna. That's why he became fearful. Because so, although this Duryodhana, she never accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. He always doubted. Not doubted, he always thought that Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of God. He is some kind of Mayavi. He used to think like this. But still, when he came in front of the chariot of Arjuna, and Krishna was standing there with the determination to protect his devotee. Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Attatotre. Dhrita hai Rasmini. Bhishmitama remember this beautiful scene because Bhishma, when he also saw, he also understood Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Attatotre. Yes, Shubham Prabhu, you can sing this. Shubham Prabhu is there. Very nice. Shubham Prabhu sings very nicely. This is from first canto, ninth chapter, verse number 48. Bhishma's prayer. Bhishma prayers. Lalita Galit Gati Vilas Valgu Has before this. Yeah, I'll share the screen. You can see very beautiful prayer offered by Bhishma. विजय रथ कुटुंब आत्तोत्रे धृतहयरश्मिनि तश्रिये क्षणीये भगवती रतिरस्तु मे मुमूर्षो यमिहा निरीक्ष हता यथा स्वरूपम. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to see Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna. Who is that? Krishna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left hand, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Krishna was, so Bhishma saw Krishna in that form, in that mood. And that was very much, that's why Bhishma became very much attracted to Krishna's this attitude. And he offered this prayer. So Krishna was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Even at the cost of breaking his own promise, Krishna was prepared to protect Arjuna. So that's why Arjuna became saved. But the point is, that's why when Duryodhana saw, just see, this is the difference. Bhishma also saw Krishna on the chariot of Arjuna in the same form, same mood and attitude, everything same. But that form, that drishti, that vision, that darshan of the Lord in the form of Parth Sarthi, who was determined to protect Arjuna by all means, that gave immense pleasure to Bhishma. And on the other hand, that same darshan, same form of Parth Sarthi, Krishna, who is determined to give Arjuna all protection, that same form gave immense fear to the heart of Duryodhana. Why? Because Bhishma was a pure devotee and Duryodhana was a non-devotee. This is the difference. That's why this Duryodhana, he is having this great fear, and that's why he's approaching Dronacharya, and he will now in the upcoming verses, Duryodhana will analyze the situation. He will discuss about the military arrangement of Pandavas, uh, just to uh, just to inform Bhishma and Dronacharya specifically that they should not become lenient in while fighting. They should not think that they are great warriors and they have uh, great military strength. So no, they should not think like that. Arjuna, Pandavas also, although they have less military strength, but still they are very powerful. So they should also become very careful in fighting. So that's why he will analyze the situation of the army of Pandavas, and also then after that he will analyze the his own military strength just to give confidence to his own warriors. So this is the second verse we discussed today. From tomorrow, the third verse onward, this will be spoken by Duryodhana to Dronacharya, but it is uh, being narrated by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra in Hastinapur. So we'll discuss it tomorrow. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Yes, anyone is having any question? Please ask. So Bhishma was a very nice devotee of Krishna, but when I came to choose between his pratigya of protecting the kingdom, he left the side of dharma. That was his professional life. So how to understand it? In which point of view? Okay, so question is why did he, Bhishma was a great devotee of Krishna? Why did he choose to fight from the side of Duryodhana? This is the question. So externally, the reason is given because Bhishma, uh, he he promised that whoever will be the king of Hastinapur, so he will fight from his side. That was his promise. He gave it this promise. That's why he has to fight from the side of Duryodhana. But internally, the main reason is Bhishma, being the pure devotee of Krishna, he could understand the desire of the Supreme Lord. That's why, understanding the desire of Krishna, he fought from the side of Duryodhana. Because Krishna wanted Bhishma to fight from Duryodhana's side so that this can be understood that no matter what, how much powerful warrior may be there, like Bhishma Pitama, but still if he goes against the path of dharma and if he goes against my devotees, then he will also get destroyed. So that this fact Krishna wanted to establish. This is the dharma, part of dharma. And also third point Krishna wanted to establish that for the sake of protecting his devotees, Krishna is always ever willing to sacrifice or break his own promise. Krishna wanted to establish himself as Bhakta Vatsal. That's why Krishna desired this. And Bhishma, being great devotee, he understood, and that's why he fought from the side of. Okay. Yes, any other question? Yes, Pratigya Mataji.
प्रभु जी भीष्म ने मतलब दुर्योधन के साइड से युद्ध लड़ा, इसका एक्सटर्नल रीजन जो आपने बताया कि उन्होंने प्रतिज्ञा करी थी कि वो कोई भी किंग हो लेकिन वो उसी की तरफ से फाइट करेंगे। जो इंटरनल रीजन आपने बताया वो ये कि वो समझ सकते थे कि कृष्णा क्या चाहते हैं, इसलिए उन्होंने फाइट किया। हाँ, तो प्रभु जी मतलब किसी भी डिवोटी के बिहेवियर को भी समझना उतना ही मुश्किल है जितना कृष्णा के बिहेवियर को समझना, क्योंकि अगर हम लोग नॉर्मल
pure devotees. Bhishma was not an ordinary devotee, he was a pure devotee.
पर प्रभु जी जैसे हम लोग दूसरे डिवोटीज को तो प्योर डिवोटी ही मानते हैं ना, तो उनके बिहेवियर को भी समझना कठिन ही है। कभी कभी ऐसा कि कुछ वो ऐसा कर रहे हो कि मतलब शायद वो हम लोग को हमारी लिमिटेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग की वजह से गलत लग रहा हो, लेकिन शायद डिवोटी कभी गलत नहीं करते हो।
Yes, devotee never does wrong, but for that one has to be a devotee. Devotee means pure devotee, and most of us, I don't say every one of us, but most of us, including at least 100%, including me, we are trying to become devotee. I am practicing to be a devotee. So if sometime if I'm seeing that I'm committing some kind of wrong activity, then you have full right to correct me in case of me. And if some another senior devotee is there, so we cannot directly correct him, even if he does some wrong. We should report to his authority. He should report to temple president. Then they, because they are his authority, so they will ask him, inquire, and whatever investigation has to be done, that will be done. So we cannot just neglect them, simply thinking that, oh, devotee can never do wrong. We cannot understand the activities of devotees. So let him do whatever he wants. No, no. That will be another offense. If we see some devotee doing something wrong, that is our duty to report his wrong. If that devotee is junior to us, we can directly go to him and very humbly and uh, very in a polite manner, in a nice manner, we can inquire from him. My dear Prabhu, why are you doing like this? This is against the principles of bhakti. So then he will explain. But if we are junior, then we should not directly go and correct him, but we should go to his senior authorities. But we must report. Otherwise, we will
प्रभु
also become the part of that office. Okay.
प्रभु जी हरे
Yes.
कृष्णा
Yes.
हाँ प्रभु जी अगर कोई मतलब थोड़ा सा सीनियर है मतलब समझ लीजिए कि
No,
मान ली
doesn't matter. थोड़ा सा सीनियर हो या बहुत बहुत बड़ा
नहीं नहीं
सीनियर.
नहीं नहीं उस मामले में नहीं, जैसे एकेडमिक्स में कोई मतलब मान लीजिए अभी तो हम ही यहाँ पे सीनियर है, लेकिन हमसे कोई सीनियर हो और डिवोशन में हम लोग साथ साथ ही कर रहे हो, अगर उसका बिहेवियर हमें नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो हम उससे डायरेक्टली जाके पूछ सकते हैं क्या कि आप ऐसा क्यों किए या
If you
ऐसा।
have if you have intimate relationship, if you have friendship, then you can do. अगर बहुत अच्छा गहरा दोस्ती है तो फिर कर सकते हैं. अगर नहीं है, अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि if I go and correct him or her, so she will become angry or he will become angry, then we should not do that. So report करना चाहिए. That is always a best. Okay.
ओके थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
So I have this question that if we see normal public doing something wrong, not devotees and certainly not even visiting Krishna temple, and if we see something, they doing completely wrong against the dharma only, then
Yes.
what to do?
Then we should go and tell him that this should not be done in a detached manner. If he accepts, if he's ready to get corrected, then we can guide him. But if he doesn't accept, then just leave it. We cannot do. We can
But
only
then
try to
wrong
improve
things,
somebody who is ready to accept the instructions.
Mhm. But then Prabhuji, wrong things keep growing, right?
So
Adharma
what
ही
can you
बढ़ता
do?
जाएगा.
What is, see, wrong things are going on, but we have to understand our own power and limitations.
Mhm.
Just like so many people, they are doing so many nonsense things. I cannot go and just fight with them
Yeah,
because
true.
I cannot do that.
Uh-huh.
Whatever is in my jurisdiction, my power, that much I can do.
Yeah, true. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. हाँ, और भी क्वेश्चंस हैं लेकिन नेक्स्ट क्लास में ले लेंगे. तो यहाँ भी मुझे एक प्रोग्राम चालू करना है 8 बजे. ओके. हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम. I hope you are able to understand me, or in other words, I should ask, I hope I am able to make you understand. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. We understood everything and we always understood everything.
Okay. Am I going fast while explaining the things, or is it
No,
okay?
absolutely right pace.
Okay. Okay. Right for you, but what about others? Let me ask the youngest devotee. Who is the youngest among all of you? Kunal Pro and Astha from Apex.
Prabhuji, I'll be joining another talk.
Yeah.
I'll be leaving. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Yes, Kunal Jha, Prabhu. Kunal Pro.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हाँ, मैं समझा पा रहा हूँ कि आप लोग समझ पा रहे हैं.